Well, we're excited that the season's finally here. I know our players are really excited because it's been a long stretch since practice started on October 3rd. That's a long time for those guys to go without playing a real game. The scrimmage and the exhibition game were certainly welcome changes for the players, and I think the guys, for the most part, did a good job with their approach towards those competitions. But now Friday is a completely different animal, with it being a real game, with it being away from home, and obviously playing a great opponent in Tennessee. Yeah, Tennessee watched both of their exhibition games. They really play an aggressive style of basketball. Coach Donnie Tyndall is a guy that I've known for a while, going back to when he was at Morehead State, and just an extremely successful coach. Gets his guys to play extremely hard and very much as a group together. They're going to play a pressing style that is in some ways similar to ours, in other ways a little bit different. It's more they use zone pressure for the most part, and then they fall back from the press into zone, but it's not a typical passive, nonchalant zone. It's a very aggressive zone. It's one where they match up quite a bit, so you can't just stand around. You've got to do a good job moving the basketball and attacking, different points of the zone. So it's different than what our guys have seen, certainly against Cal PA or against Florida in the scrimmage, and hopefully this week we can do a good job preparing. Well, there's been some personnel changes. Anytime there's a coaching change, there tends to be some personnel changes. Plus, they had an older group last year. There's some differences, but there's some guys back that have done some really good things in that program in previous years. Josh Richardson is their top returning player. He's a guy that had a really, really impressive run in the NCAA tournament last year, and then just had a great junior year overall. Another returning player, Armani Moore, he's kind of a Travion Graham-like small forward who they can play at power forward. That's probably their best lineup, is when they put him in at power forward, and now they have four guys that can handle and pass the ball and make plays. He's tough, very aggressive, very good rebounder. So those guys are back, along with a few other guys, and then they've got a lot of newcomers. Yeah, we're excited. We're actually leaving on Wednesday after practice, and Thursday is going to be a pretty packed day in terms of different opportunities and experiences for our players. They're going to get a chance to spend some time with some folks in the Naval Academy. They're going to get a chance to experience certain components of what it's like to be in the Navy, and hopefully they come away with a couple things. One, a renewed appreciation for their own lives and the opportunities that they have, but also an appreciation for our military and the sacrifices that people in our military make. I think our guys have done a pretty good job adjusting, but Briante's a unique player, so you don't just replace him. But basketball is a team game. It's never been about one guy around here. Certainly not expecting our guys to do anything other than compete as best they can, which they've done a good job doing against Florida and also against Cal. Hopefully depth is a strength for us, so it gives other guys a chance to step up. And Briante, although we'd love to have him out there, certainly needs to learn a lesson from this game and then be ready to go next Tuesday. I thought one of the positives was we were able to play a lot of guys, and different guys came in and gave us contributions. I thought a freshman got a lot of minutes and had some good experiences, made some mistakes, but also made some good plays that they can grow from. I thought our guys shared the ball pretty well on offense. That was a positive. That's a big point of emphasis for us. Areas to grow and continue to improve. The defensive end, we certainly need to keep getting better there. We had some mishaps in terms of rotations, in terms of guarding the basketball, in terms of transition defense. Those are all areas where we have to get better. Our press needs to keep getting better. But, we're working hard at it, and that's how it is this time of year. You just got to work to get better.
Coach, you mentioned about the excitement for the freshmen. How do you, I guess, kind of curb the excitement for them not being overly amped and overly excited when facing Tennessee?
Well, I think it's good to be as excited as they can be, but, to your point, I think it's important for us to also play with poise. Sometimes excitement can affect your poise or affect how much you're playing under control. So, for those guys, they're really talented kids, but they have zero college experience in terms of actual games. So hopefully they'll get experience out there, and hopefully it'll be good experience, but they have to understand what they do well. I think that's always the easiest way to play with poise, is to focus on the things you do well and then let some of the other things go. You don't have to go out there and do everything. We don't need Justin Tillman and Mike Gilmore to handle the ball a whole lot. We don't need Johnny Williams to play, in the post, obviously. We just need those guys to do the things that they do well. Yeah, as much as you can know with, as you mentioned, a coaching change and some personnel changes. We've watched, when it's your first game, you have a lot of time going into that game. Going all the way back to the summer. So, we've watched tape of Coach Tyndall's teams, Southern Miss, even at Morehead State. We've talked to a lot of different coaches that have played against him, particularly about his zone defense because it is so unique. But yeah, I think there's definitely a little bit more of a element of the unknown when a team is made up of new coaches and a lot of new players.
Do you guys like playing against teams that press? There's this adage that says pressing teams don't like to be pressed, but I never understand where that comes from. Do you guys like playing on that? Because I think it would be an up-tempo kind of game.
Our guys like playing fast. I think it will be a fast game. I think Tennessee likes playing fast. We like playing fast. So that'll be good. In terms of getting pressed, I don't know. You have to ask our guys. They get pressed every day in practice. So they're certainly used to it. Tennessee's press is a little bit different, mostly 1-2-2, 2-2-1. They will face guard a little bit, but we just have to be ready to be aggressive and strong with the ball.
Which obviously the players are very excited to get out on the court and play a real game. Is there an excitement level for yourself, for your staff, someone like Coach Kaysen, who will be his first time with the team, to get out there on the court and play one that counts?
Oh yeah, we're always excited to take the court. The game. There's those coaches that I guess they call them basketball purists that say they like practice more than the game. That's not me. I like the game because it gives us an opportunity to see how much we can carry over what we've worked on. And it also gives our players an opportunity to perform, at the time when it matters most. So if you look at the game as an interesting learning experience, then you can take a lot out of it. Obviously, at the same time, you want to win, and everyone inside and outside of our program, is really focused on that, and we're going to do the best job we can to win.